Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Deacon Kahleial with the King James Bible University, and I'm coming at you with a teaching today titled Eating Habits. All right? Eating habits. Something that we really have to look at. Some of us have good eating habits and practices that we do daily, and some may have poor eating habits that they do. The objective is to improve our eating habits so that we can be healthy on our journey and be well nourished every step of the way. We should be watching those things that we eat and also savoring those things that are good. When you eat your favorite full course meal, are you going to stuff your face and force it down your throat? Or are you going to take the time to savor each bite and soak in all the flavors and properly enjoy that meal? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never sat there and try to tear up the sandwich and I didn't season that thing up and all that good stuff. And I'm just tearing through it. I take that bite. I start chewing it. I'm like, man, look at that right there. Dang, ain't that a sandwich right there? So gotta take the time to eat it and savor it. That's what I'm saying right there. So you take the time, you eat it all, and then you're filled, all right? And full and nourished by the food that you've eaten, okay? We are then able to digest our food in its fullness. So it is crucial that as we are learning this word and what the truth is, and learning what is required for us to make it into the kingdom and learning about our God, that we take the time to meditate on the lessons and the teachings that go out and to focus in on the studies that we do in order to properly digest all that we're learning and to receive all the nourishment to our souls. Let me tell you about this stomach condition. It's called gastroparesis. All right. It is a stomach disorder. And it happens when your stomach takes too long to empty out food. So it actually sits in your stomach and it doesn't break down. It doesn't empty out the food. And you don't really get the nourishment from it and you actually can get sick. The food can also harden into solid masses, which are called bezoars. And this may upset your stomach and create a blockage in your stomach. So that being said, whenever we're learning and studying and all these things, we should take the time to meditate on what we're learning and studying, because this will help break the blockages. We have to digest what we're learning, okay? Because the worst thing that could happen is that we just sitting there, we come to the table and we just force everything down and then we walk away, and then you think you learned and you understood something, but then turns out you didn't, because you didn't take the time to properly digest the food. All right, so let's go to first verse, Psalms 1 and 1, and we're going to look at verse 1 and 2. Wisdom given is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Okay? Let's look at 2. But his delight is in the law, the ways, customs, manners, and truth of the Spirit of God, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. Meditating day and night. Whenever you learn something new or you are shown something in your studies, that meditating period is like when you properly ate and allowed your food to digest. Meditating is like a digesting period for you to ponder and think on the things that you are learning, allowing all that we are receiving to be taken in deep to fill us. Okay? Samek. Let's go to Deuteronomy 11 and 18. For that reason shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they, may be as frontlets between your eyes, between your understandings. Now I'm gonna ask everybody here a question. How can we do this without meditating? How? Without meditation, we are simply stuffing our faces. We're stuffing our faces with this bread from heaven and not properly digesting it. How would you receive any real nourishment? You can make yourself sick by doing things that way. Let's proceed over here to Sirach 14-20. Blessed, wisdom given, is the man that doeth meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. And let's go to verse 21. He that considereth her in his heart, he that considereth her ways in his heart, shall also have understanding in her secrets. Let's go to Sirach 1:25. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Okay? So, meditating and allowing these things to break down within us will help to unlock these mysteries and treasures that are in this word. Some will not want to meditate and will have their minds set to vain things. Some people will choose that. If your mind is set to vain things, it is set to carnal things. If your mind is set to carnal things, it is set to dead things. This is not what you want. We should be meditating on the law day and night. Why? Well, let's see why. Romans 8:7 will tell you exactly why. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. Let's go to Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. We did this to ourselves. So it is crucial that we meditate on the law and seek out the ways of the Spirit of God. We should be doing this as much as we possibly can. Baruch 4:28. For it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh. So being returned, seek him 10 times more. So we are in this position, and it's our own fault. We need to seek the Most High and do our due diligence in these teachings and lessons that go out, and our own personal studies. We need to take time to break these things down and to meditate on what we're learning and not be so quick to get distracted by all these other things. Okay? Proverbs 21:5. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty, only to want. You see what I'm saying? We can't be, we have to take the time to meditate and to really consider those things that we're learning, okay? Because without meditating, it really isn't going to do us any good. We're going to do ourselves a huge disservice this way by not meditating. It is extremely important and crucial. And there's ways that you can improve your meditation throughout the day. Just some advice that was given to me, I'll share with y'all. As you go out through the day and you're focused on a topic, and let's say that the topic is about, I don't know, let's say something simple like You're thinking about water, or you're even thinking about a lesson that came out, and you're just thinking about all the moving pieces that's on there. Yeah, you might be going to work. You'll have this going on. You have to handle this. You have to handle that. Yeah, make sure you handle your business. But as you go through, shift your mind, intentionally shift your mind towards what the focus of the meditation is. So whatever the topic that you're studying, whatever it is that you're learning about, or whatever lesson that you just watched, intentionally draw your mind back to the focal point, back to the topic. Do this on purpose and just keep doing it. Yeah, your mind might go here and go there. Yeah, you might get into something. You might have to go do this really quick. But intentionally shift your mind to the topic and just keep doing it over and over and over. And just break it down. And you never know. If something might come to your mind, boom, then you get to write that down. Now it's added to your study. You see what I'm saying? So we can't be like, oh, I'll worry about that later, or, I'll get around to it. No, we should be intentional in our studies and in our searches. We should be willful in our pursuit of the knowledge from God. So let's look at Proverbs 13:4. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Exactly the point. Putting in that work, putting in the study time, and meditating. Okay? So, this is something we must consider. In Haggai 1:5, 5-7. Now, for that reason, thus saith the Spirit of God of hosts, consider your ways. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, you learn, but you have not enough. You drink, you understand, but are not filled with drink, but you're not filled with understanding. You clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Thus saith the Spirit of God of hosts, consider your ways. We cannot elevate by going halfway. Remember, seek him 10 times more. We need to improve our eating habits and to ensure that we're digesting all that we're eating. While we eat, we should savor each bite that we get and really let it all sink in. Not just listening and taking notes and then stepping away. Take the time to go process it and meditate over it, over something that you're learning, even if it's just a single verse. Okay, let's go to Sirach 19:19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Creator is the doctrine of life, and they that do the things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. 1 Timothy 4:15. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Sirach 6:37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Creator, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Everything that's been said, we're going to proceed. Proverbs 28:22. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil understanding, and considereth not that poverty shall come up upon him. So, he that is hasty to be rich. Rich in what? Rich in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that comes from the Most High. Why are you rushing to do this? Have you ever seen a building, a house built in a single night, a single day? No. It takes time to build up. It takes time to grow. It takes time to learn. Just like how it takes time to eat. So it's really easy to trip yourself up by hearing a lesson and then running and go tell somebody that. Because what if you tell it wrong? Now you got to go back and correct yourself. What was the point? You didn't take the time to break it down. You didn't take the time to ensure that you understood it. And what profit was it to rush and do that? It wasn't any. There was time taken into the study. There was time taken into the preparation. There should be time taken into eating it. And there should be taken time into digesting it, to meditating on it. All these things are crucial and work hand in hand on our journey. So we have to really consider and make sure that we're doing those things that are pleasing to the Most High and taking the time and the patience to learn of them. Not this rushed effort. It's a walk. And it's a marathon. Go ahead and sprint down. Go ahead and sprint down that way if you want to. Watch it. You're gonna trip on something. It's a walk. Take the time. So let's go over to Sirach. (39:1). I'm gonna put this over here too. I'm gonna reiterate Proverbs 28 and 22, and then go straight to Sirach 39:1. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil understanding, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. And we're going to read from verse 1 down to 10. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Hold on, let's go back. This is the one that's going to be, who's going to give his mind to the law of the Most High. He's going to be meditating on that law, like in Psalms 1, verse 1 and 2. And he will be occupied in the meditation thereof. And he's going to seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. This sounds like all intentional and diligent search, meditation, and study. Let's continue back to 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Verse 3, we're going to continue down to 10. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he have tried the good and evil among men. He will give his heart to resort early to the Creator that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer, and make supplications for his sins. When the great Creator will, he will be filled with the spirit of understanding. He will pour out wise sentences, and give thanks unto the Creator in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and in his secrets he shall meditate. It keeps reinforcing this. We have to do this. Let's keep going. He will show forth that which he have learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Creator. Many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endureth, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. Nations shall show forth his wisdom, and the congregation shall declare his praise. Wisdom of Solomon 6:12. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that promise her, and found of such as seek her. How? How is this the case? Sirach 4:24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. You see, this is really direct. It's really straightforward. If it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, it's not. But you have to meditate. You have to meditate. Even in Wisdom of Solomon 6:15. To think, therefore, upon her is perfection of wisdom. And whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. We see this. We see these things. It's important. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. You can find each and every last one of these things in the Word of God. Meditate on the Word. Change your eating habits. If a thought pushes its way into your focus, shift that focus back to the point of the meditation. This is what we got to do. 2nd Esdras 14:14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. We got to do it, man. All this temporary stuff, the stresses that we go through, this, that, and the third. Hey, we got to cast off the burdens of man. We have to let go from mortal thoughts. We have to let go of this carnal mind. We gotta shift. We have to change from these things. We have to focus on the things that matter. The kingdom of God is at hand. So we must ensure that we're doing those things and seeking after those things of the Spirit always. All right? Let's go to verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Exactly the point. So we really have to let go of vain thoughts, let go of carnal thoughts, let go of, just the things that are of this world. Let me share something with you, right? All this time that we've been walking around without the truth, and we were out doing this and doing that, and thinking this and thinking that, we were in consistent misery. But then when we received that truth, some people had that had some extreme joy and happiness, and some, probably was hard on them. But receiving that, we've been given an opportunity to get to the kingdom of God. So with that, our focus and our mindset should be shifted to spiritual things, to trying to understand this word, to trying to dive underneath the texts, to not interpret them with these man thoughts, but to understand spiritually what is happening and to spiritually discern the word of God. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. So why would we hold to something that's miserable? You know what verses came to my mind thinking about that? Let me go there really quick. Wisdom of Solomon 9:14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but however uncertain. So yeah, why would we continue to hold on to it? Why would we continue to move in that way? We have to make that transition. We have to make that shift. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We have to diligently and continually do it. And this is something that we'll continuously be doing no matter what. So we should let go of these mortal thoughts. These thoughts are miserable. These thoughts profit nothing, and these thoughts are vain. Okay? So, with that being said, let's look at the final verses to wrap this teaching up here. Let's go to... Oh, something came to my mind again. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wasn't in here, but Philippians 3:13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but there's one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, which are in the presence of. So all those things that happened before, that's in the past, there's no need to meditate on that. There's no need to continuously go back to that thought. Let that stuff go and focus on where you're trying to go. Focus on where you need to go. Put your energy and put your time into that. Put hours in on that right there. Those things that are behind, let them go. Don't be like Lot's wife now. Don't do that. Remember Lot's wife. So just keep these things in mind as we move forward on the journey. Don't look back. Keep going. Meditate on the word. Focus. Pay attention. Let's go here to the final verses of the teaching. Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto the Spirit of God, and thy thoughts shall be established. We see this here. This is what we need to do. Our thoughts will be established this way. We even saw up there, let me see, what was that again? Let me see what that was again. It was in that Sirach 39. Sirach 39:6. Now, let me go back there real quick. When the great Creator will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. That's what you want. That's what you want. So, it's very straightforward. It's very serious. I'm going to go back one more. Sirach 6:37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Creator, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Okay? So let's head back there again to Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto the Spirit of God, and thy thoughts shall be established. So we see this. Meditating is crucial. And a lot of us have poor eating habits. And our eating habits, our learning habits, they have to change. Because we can end up being sick. We can end up having all these problems. And then we can end up not fully understanding everything that we need to have. So, with that being said, we have to really consider slowing down. Not being hasty in our speech and not being hasty in what we're doing. Take the time to break it down. Precept upon precept, line upon line. Slow it down. Take the time, break it down. Focus on this work. Focus on the things of the Spirit. Occupy yourself in study. Meditate on truth. Hate vain thoughts. Samek. Psalms 15:1 and 2. To close it out. Spirit of God, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that speaketh, he that walketh uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in his heart. We got to meditate. We have to humble ourselves. And we have to seek the Most High 10 times more. Consider your ways. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters, this one wasn't very long. But it was straight to the point on what was going on. So I appreciate you all for coming out. And I encourage you to study to show yourself approved unto God. I'm going to go there real quick. Let me see. Wait a minute. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So, with that being said, this has been Deacon Kahleial. I say unto you all, Shalom.